Welcome back to Blender. So we're going to be making a cookie jar today. So I'm just going to go ahead, let's see, screencasting keys. And then I'm going to go ahead and delete the default cube. So to make a cookie jar, we want to go ahead and add a circle. Just scale it out so you guys can see it. Let's go F for fill. Go to edit mode, go F for fill. E for extrude, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to shape this outwards just slightly. E for extrude again, shape it outwards, E for extrude, go a little bit further out with that one, and then E for extrude, and then just start shaping this inwards as you're going up. So E for extrude, and then just start going inwards at this point. Going to go E for extrude, and then we're going to do an extreme inwards. Let's press G, bring it down a little bit. E for extrude, scale it in. Press G, and then we're going to go E for extrude. So this is going to be like the neck of the jar. You know what, actually I might just pull this out just a little bit. E for extrude, neck of the jar. Then we're going to go for E for extrude again, scale inwards slightly, E for extrude, don't move it, scale inwards slightly, and then we're going to go E for extrude, bring it down, scale inwards slightly, and then we'll go E for extrude, bring it in. If you go on the X-ray mode, you can see what's going on the inside. So maybe I'm just going to scale that one in just a little bit. E for extrude again. If we press 1 on your number pad, you can see the side view. So I'm just going to go E for extrude, and then just scale outwards, E for extrude, and then scale outwards, and then just continue doing this all the way around. Just make sure that the glass is pretty thick around the outside. Sorry, 1 second, scale, oops. Sorry, 1 second, there we go. So S to scale outwards, that was me hitting the wrong button. E for extrude, bring it down, scale outwards, and then we're just going to go all the way down with this one. And then once we get to the bottom, we want to make it a little bit thicker, so we can go E for extrude, scale it inwards, E for extrude, and then we're just going to scale inwards just towards the bottom, leave this all kind of thick right there. We'll go shade smooth. So now this is the base of the cookie jar. Now we want to make the lid. So we're going to go circle again. It'll appear right here. So just press G, bring it up. So now what you're going to want to do is press G into the neck of the bottle. And we're just going to want to expand it to the side just slightly. So for this one, we're going to go into edit mode, press F for fill, scale outwards, E for extrude. We're just going to scale this outwards again just to fit the bottle itself, E for extrude, leave a little gap, E for extrude, and then scale outwards for the lid. Press G just to bring it down a little bit if you want to, E for extrude, scale outwards, E for extrude, and then we're going to go E for extrude, bring it in just a little bit, E for extrude, then E for extrude, scale outwards, E for extrude, and scale outwards again. And then we're going to go E for extrude, leave it where it is, scale inwards. So you should have something like this. I'm just going to take it off X-ray mode. And then we're going to go E for extrude, scale it inwards just slightly, and then we're going to make kind of a little bit of a topper that we can grab hold of around this part. So E for extrude. Then we're just going to scale it in just slightly. G, bring it down. And then right click, shade smooth. So this is our cookie jar right here. So we're going to make this into glass. If you go to the render engine, switch out from Eevee to cycles. And we will go for new material. This will be the glass material. So you can change the principal BSDF to glass. If we go into the render right here, we can see this has changed to glass. We can take down the roughness just on here. And then this part right here, the jar part. Just go down to this drop down menu here, go to material 001, which will be the glass. And now we can see that we have glass within our scene. I'm just going to put in a plane just at the bottom so you guys can see the glass a little bit better. So yeah, that's the kind of cookie jar aesthetic we're going for. If you want to make little cookies to go into the cookie jar, we could go ahead and go to, let's see, I think we could do this with a circle and then maybe some icosphere traps on there. So if you press G, just bring it out. Use a circle, edit mode, F for fill, E for extrude, and then E for extrude again, and we're just going to scale inwards. Just press G, bring it down, E for extrude, and then just bring it just kind of inwards. This is just a basic cookie to use. We'll shade that smooth, and then we'll add some icospheres for the chocolate chips. Kind of cheating a bit here. Let's shade that smooth. We'll put the ico chip, the ico chocolate chip, as nice dark brown colour. Pull up the metallic just a little bit, and then just put this all over the cookie in different parts and in different sizes. Kind of a cheat chocolate cookie, but I think this tutorial was more for the jar than anything. So I'll just get your chocolate chips all over that. Don't read too much into that sounded wrong. Yeah. Just rotate those. Bring them up. Let's see, we could like select a load of these different ones. Let's go Shift D, and then we could like rotate it just around just to duplicate everything a little bit. So we should have something like this. And then for the middle right there, we could go with a new material. Let's go with kind of an orange. It's just a basic cookie to put on the inside of it. If you want to make it more detailed, you can do. But yeah, it's kind of a beginner's tutorial, so there you go. Basic cookie kind of thing. So to put the cookie inside of the jar, just select everything. Just here, just hold your left button down, and then go across. We could shade this smooth as well. We could go Control J, and join them. So now we've got a full cookie. So now we can start putting cookies into the actual jar itself. So if you go into X-ray, press 1. Then just press G, move, like say, put one cookie here. Shift D, duplicate. Rotate this just slightly. We could put another cookie there. We could Shift D again. G upwards. Put another cookie here. We could take that same reference and kind of put these sideways actually. Just gonna double click off that. Rotate this round. Put the cookies right there. Take these two cookies right here. 1 second. I'm just trying to get these, and then we can kind of stack them a little bit. I think that'll look okay. I think you could do a little bit more kind of moving around, but yeah, generally that's the cookies in a jar kind of thing. I mean, you could put more in there if you wanted to. You can mess around with the IOR a little bit, make it a little bit more shiny, a bit more depth to it. So yeah, that's the tutorial of cookies in a jar. I hope you guys enjoyed. If I could ask you a favour, if you've not hit the subscribe button already, could you please do so? Like I've noticed on my algorithm that a lot of people who watch my tutorials aren't subscribed, and I would just really love to be able to get to 100,000 subscribers if I can by the end of the year. It doesn't cost you anything. Like, you know, it gets my artwork out there, and you know, yeah. I hope you guys have a good day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.